This book ought to cost $199. How would you like the new you delivered? UPS? FedEx? U.S. mail is available, but at a slightly higher rate. Or would you like the new you delivered via personal courier? With Kevin Leman, it's satisfaction guaranteed. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Well, Dr. Leman, you're saying, I could think of a bunch of things. How on earth could I pick just one? Congratulations. You're the very person I wrote this book for. You see, there's a reason you picked up this book. You'd like to see a few things or many change in your life. You may have tried other ways of helping this change along, asking a friend to hold you accountable, going to see a shrink, writing in a journal, counting to 10 before you do the thing that gets you in trouble every time, etc. But have they worked? Nope. Or you would have fixed yourself and you wouldn't need this book. How many times have you committed to say no to something you know you'll be asked to do, then found yourself signing up anyway? How many diets have you gone on in the last 5 or 10 years or more? How many times have you lost the same 10 pounds? By modest calculation, then, someone like me has lost over 750 pounds in his lifetime. How many times have you told yourself, I'll never say that to my kids? Then not only do you say it, but you say it with the same tone your mom or dad used with you. How many times have you felt like a gerbil in a cage, running around and around on that wheel, but never really going anywhere, never accomplishing anything? If you can relate, Have a New You by Friday is for you. Thousands of families are finding help in Have a New Kid by Friday. There's no better cure for kids' unruly, disrespectful behavior than the secrets in that book. And in Have a New Husband by Friday, watch marriages, even those destined for divorce courts, transform in just 5 days. Now, voila, a 5-day action plan that will change your life. If you don't want to change your life, put this book back on the shelf now. Otherwise, you'll just be adding it to your stack of other self-help books for kindling on a cold evening. So what does it take from you? The willingness to do a little detective work in figuring out just who am I? What makes me do what I do? Did you know that every day you tell yourself lies about who you are? That you act on those lies? That those lies affect how you treat yourself and the kinds of relationships you have with others? Now's the time to nip that lie-telling in the bud and bring the truth to light, for your own sake as well as for those you love. Will this be easy? No, because we usually want to change other people before we think of changing ourselves. Why do you think Have a New Kid by Friday and Have a New Husband by Friday have become bestsellers? Ah, now you're getting it. And somehow it's much more difficult to change ourselves, but nothing good is ever accomplished without a little hard work, or did you miss that class in elementary school? Take, for instance, Dr. Evan O'Neill Kane, a former chief surgeon at Summit Hospital in New York City. He knew all about hard work. A pioneer in the medical profession in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, he had seen too many deaths and disabilities caused by general anesthesia. So he was convinced that most operations could and should be done under local anesthesia, where the patient is awake during the entire procedure. But Dr. Kane had a problem. He didn't have any volunteers for this type of surgery. He spent a long time searching for just the right patient to try out his new procedure, but everyone was nervous, and rightly so, about being a guinea pig. Finally, a patient volunteered to undergo the operation. On February 15, 1921, Dr. Kane performed this surgery for the first time. He removed the patient's appendix in the operating room. Amazingly, the patient recovered so quickly that he was released from the hospital 2 days after surgery, an unheard of event in the early 1900s. It was a milestone success in the medical field. Why did Dr. Kane succeed? Because he didn't let a few road bumps stop him. Because he believed there was a better way, a safer way to do surgery, with less risk to the patient. He realized that with a little bit of pain, local anesthesia versus general anesthesia, the patient would be better off in the long run. In the same way, there's some pain involved with becoming a new you by Friday. In fact, I was tempted to call this book Have a New You by Saturday Night because I know how difficult it is to change yourself. It's a little like trying to rub the spots off a leopard with a Brillo pad. My goal this year is to see the tips of my shoes. I haven't seen them in years. Of course, my expanding waistline could have something to do with the little slices of Marie Callender's pie I find myself sneaking from the refrigerator when my wife isn't looking. I know how stubborn and set in my ways I am. Change doesn't come easy. Can you relate? But could the reason it's so hard to change have something to do with the lies we're telling ourselves about ourselves? Have a New You by Friday will take you to some areas about yourself that might be a little uncomfortable for a bit. But it's the good kind of hurt that will propel you forward rather than keep you stuck in the rut that frustrates you.